Asphalt. Asphalt City. Asphalt City. There we go. That's how you pronounce it. I'm under a tree, so the rain is coming, but it's also drizzling out open parking lot, so you just have to hear that. Drops hitting the glass on top. I guess like a powerful movie. I mean, for me, it was. It was a powerful movie for me. The actors look familiar. I've definitely seen the main one and the, I guess, supporting lead. I guess main supporting role, because Wachowski's. And they call him Rowd. They call him Rowdy or Row, something like that. Yeah, I liked it. It was good. I like this movie a lot. Asphalt City. And when he goes to apologize to the woman, she was HIV positive, and she's a recovering drug addict. She's in like a halfway home recovering from this, and he goes to apologize to her about, and she knows what it was. You wanted to take the life of my baby. You didn't think my baby deserved to live, be with me because of my circumstances and the decisions I made throughout my life. I'm trying to get clean. And she tells him, like, I'm getting clean. That's why I was in the house. That's why I'm here in this home. And because she takes some heroin, and she said she took it for the pain at the very moment. Which I guess is valid. Maybe, makes sense. I mean, that's morphine, right? But like methamphetamines, they use them for, I don't know if it's even the same thing, morphine or methamphetamine, but right, they'll administer that for pain, right? Pain tolerance, pain reduction, something like that. What am I thinking of in my head? It's kind of sad. In the end of the movie, they have a little title card where it talks about the paramedics. It's like suicides become a prevalent problem amongst people that work in that industry. And this lady came in to clean, right? She came in to clean, and because I was like the last person there in the theater, and they'll like wait for everybody to walk out. Because I was just watching the credits. I really like the credits, how they do the credits. I've seen some film, it's that they did the credits like this, but I don't recall it lasting as long as it did. I think it was just for the main stuff that they'll do it for. But no, this movie, it has it for the entire credits sequence of this film. We have the what do you call like all the credits are done with shots of the vehicle driving. And some of them were like kind of quick establishing shots of just passing by buildings. It's like New York City, right? And like, and it looks all gritty and decrepit, and it kind of really sells this like it's which I guess sells the reality of the city. It's tough in this city, and it's crowded and it's bustling. There's noise everywhere, there's people everywhere. It's very diverse. I like that when we get to the patients, like with the Russian guy, and then the Chinese owner, he owns a laundromat, got this lady in there. It's we see like the diversity, right, of the city, the many different peoples that cohabit in this one megalopolis, the largest city in the United States, right? Our guy's from Colorado. He's from Illinois Spring, Colorado, I think he said it was. Which is funny, right? He's actually from like the west part of the country, and he's moved out to the big city, the Big Apple, and he lives in an apartment. He lives with two Chinese people, and he lives in Chinatown. Lives in two, I guess I don't know if they're Chinese American or not, maybe they're just Chinese. But and we see them sleeping in some part. Maybe it's like a couple, and they rent a room out in the back. It's all you can afford, and it looks dingy and it's all run down. It's just this one room in the back. So it looks but that's his life circumstances, because when the city's expensive. And he even tells to Rakowski, he says to his character, are you looking for a roommate anytime soon? Because his wife had met somebody, and she moves out of the apartment with this man, and she takes the daughter Sylvia, their daughter, with them, and they move somewhere in upstate New York. So they're still in the state, but they're like in upstate New York now, as opposed to living in the city. And there's a part when he goes, it's like at Coney Island, right, the amusement park, and they're at the beach, and he says, Rakowski says to Cross, I forgot what his name was, actually. I don't remember what his first name was. Ollie? It was like Ollie Cross. Yeah, I think his name was Ollie. His name is, or maybe his nickname is Ollie. I don't really remember. But he says to him, maybe it's good for her to get out of the city, to get out of this muck, you know, and have a better life. Because in the city, like you're just living in poverty, and it's loud, it's dangerous. You know, the New Jersey guy, I think he was from New Jersey, maybe he was a native to the city, but that he like puts a dead dog in his locker, this gentleman, and you know, he like, so they hates him, or they had a little scuffle fight, but then later they have to work together. Is not even sure how you describe his personality, but because there's a scene where he's against the fence, and he's saying, hit me, you know, you gotta hit me like a man, do it, hit me like a man. And he hits him like 3 times, and then so then he flips him around, puts him on the fence, and he's got to swing on him, and he stops, and he says, I'm proud of you, and he kisses him on the cheek. And then, like, it just feels so appropriate for that character to do that, the way he is. He pushes people's buttons, he likes to get under your skin and make you pop. I guess it's like, you know, he tells you, you want to be a good guy, you want to be a good person, and it's like, no, I know you got a mean exterior, I know you can, like, you're so patient, but honey, you're not gonna be patient with me. Maybe that's the idea. Yeah, his character was at that moment, I didn't like his character, right? Like, you're like, and like kind of an asshole, but in that moment when he did that scene, I guess, you know, there's some context behind it, right? With that scene, perhaps. I don't know, I'll have to hear what other people have to say about it, which I'm definitely looking forward to hearing more thoughts on it. And whether or not critics are like, oh, it's a junkie movie. I liked it. I liked the movie a lot. It's the type of movie that I really like, the drama thriller. When I looked it up on Google, you know, to make my decision what movie I was going to watch, I said drama thriller. I said, that sounds like a movie that I would actually enjoy. It was this, Cabrini, maybe Cabrini, because they were playing Cabrini, and then they had some other film. They had the movie Pramamista, something like that. It's was a comedy film. Drama thriller is definitely more of my genre, but the comedy, if this one wasn't playing, I probably would have seen Pramamista, and I probably would have liked it too, because I saw the trailer and I said, oh, the trailer is kind of cute, I like how it is. You know, and it actually takes place in New York as well. The New York in that film, in that trailer, it looked kind of nice, and it looked all gritty. It's so I guess, you know, it depends on where you are in New York as well, right? Where if it looks like kind of nice, or it just looks shitty. But then you got people that they're from New York, or they go there and they said it smells like piss everywhere, and then like marijuana is legal, if I'm not mistaken, in the city, so like the whole city be smelling like weed. I don't know. That was a nice scene. I like when they kind of grow close together, Ollie and Wachowski, and how do you call there's a scene even with what do you call that he's going over, he's making his way over, not making his way over, they go over to see his daughter at the house, and the woman opens the door and she won't let him in. She says, well, you can't see Sylvia until you pay the rent money, right? So I guess they're split up, they're like divorced, because he says ex-wife, but I guess maybe it's like an agreement of under the table type agreement, I guess. Maybe it's not like a formal split, perhaps, I don't know. It's because you think maybe the child support would cover like rent or something, right? But no, she demands money from him, and he does have the money, chalks it up, and he sees his daughter. And I like that, you know, he introduces his partner to the daughter. This is my partner, Ollie Cross, right? So for me, that was like a scene of, you know, showing that they're growing close together. They're growing to they're not just co-workers now, right? They're have more of a close relationship, probably started to become friends, and you know, so because now he's introducing Ollie to his family, right? Or his daughter and ex-wife, what little family he does have. They might have talked about I don't know, there were some moments where I was texting someone, right? So in the theater so there were some moments where maybe they might have mentioned maybe some background about him in the movie. We know that Ollie's mom died because he mentions he's a rookie, right? We open up in the scene, it's very hectic. We're at like a what do you call it, social housing project type environment. There's a man that's been shot. It's like a story as old as time, right? In the Black community, in the Hispanic communities, in minority communities, with like gang violence. So you can, you know, it's obviously that's like kind of a gang thing. This guy's got tons of tattoos on. He's probably living that type of lifestyle. It caught up with him. He's shot, and he's dying in there. And they're trying to save him, resuscitate him. because the movie has some social commentary on this, and we I even mentioned it earlier, right, with the lady that had the drug habit, how, she's like, I know what it was, you felt this baby doesn't deserve to be with me because, you see my character, I know I betray, my decisions in life are apparent in my appearance even, right? And maybe there's some racial element to it that plays into it, right, where we're going to these high stake areas, and we're having it's a certain demographic where you can see, oh, it's a drug dealer, like you're living that lifestyle caught up with you, and that's why you're in this ambulance right now all shut up, riddled with bullet holes, because you it caught up with you. This type of lifestyle has caught up with you. It's what was I thinking? I'm kind of losing my train of thought with these thoughts in the movie. I like how he meets this lady, and I like it wasn't a one night stand, so it wasn't like, maybe it was. I was thinking maybe it would be an established pattern for Ollie, that whenever he's frustrated or like he's at a breaking point, he would resort to sex, meaningless sex, to sort of cope with that. That's what I was thinking when we first got the first scene, because he goes to like this club. I don't even know what type of club it would be called, where they're playing like the punk rock music. It seems fun. It's like a fun environment. You just kind of thrash around your body. And the lights are like dim, they're like red lighting. But there's this lady there, and he starts dancing with her, and they start getting all sensual with each other in the club. And so we see the pattern is happening. Okay, so they're probably gonna sleep together, and they do. We see that scene, which I guess it's like rated R, definitely in the movie, not just for the medical scenes, but the sex scenes are I guess fairly graphic, right? But what was I thinking in my head? I was thinking, okay, maybe this could be like an establishing of like how this is something, a trait of the character, and how they deal with their emotions, like in this way when they're feeling these type of emotions, how they deal with them. Or it could be the opposite, where and it did the opposite actually, where we see her as a recurring character throughout the film, and they kind of share like they only ever show. So I guess maybe they only ever show them as like being intimate together, physically, right? Which I guess was nice for her, but like there's this one scene where she can see that he's frustrated, that something's on his mind, it's rattling him, and she tries, she offers him to open up to her, right? That you could be, you don't just have to be emotionally, you don't have to just be physically intimate with me. You could be emotionally intimate as well, right? I'm allowing you to be vulnerable with me in that way. And we don't see him say anything, so I guess he's not quite the feelings just aren't there for that, and I guess maybe this probably did hurt her, right? I mean, it would hurt me, right? For someone to, they only feel comfortable with you in this sort of setting, in this way, but not in the opposite way, right? It's and then when they breaks off, he chokes her like in one of the sessions. This is the last sex scene we actually get in the movie. And for good measure, right? Because he puts his hand on her neck, and he actually starts choking her, and she pushes him off, and I guess that was the cutoff of, I almost fucking died. Yeah, I'm gonna have to boot this guy out of my life. And she has a baby too. This woman has a baby. She's a single mom, presumably. And we can see, like, in her physical person, that she's kind of older, right? And she's perhaps a bit older than him. So she's a bit more mature than him, perhaps. But it was a nice scene. For me, it was an intimate scene where the baby's crying, and she actually brings her baby to him, right? So I'm guessing this is like, for me, maybe it was like the first time he's been introduced to the baby. Maybe he was made aware of the baby, perhaps, but this is the first time he's been introduced formally to her baby, and she even hands the baby over to him to hold her baby, which was kind of a sweet scene, right? Because it's someone allowing you to come close to someone, something of mine that's very vulnerable, that I'm not just gonna let anyone hold my kid. But that one scene, I guess that establishes, maybe I can have this person in my life, right? So Ollie loses that connection there. And then with his friend, so back to the lady with the drug problem, and he even admits to this. So like there's the one scene where he's in the ambulance with another gentleman, And he's one of the senior guys, just like Rakowski. He's a senior gentleman that's worked this job for a while. Sorry for the yawn there. They know that he displays to him. I don't think he would intentionally try to kill a baby. And it's funny that when he says this, right? Because Ollie knows the truth, because Rakowski tells him the truth after he's been put on the bench or fired. He might have even been fired. I don't remember. I remember he mentions to him, it doesn't matter even with that baby incident. He says, I don't really care about it, because I knew they were gonna get rid of me eventually, which is a matter of time. But this baby incident, it just sped up the process, so it happened a little bit sooner. But he basically says, like, I knew it was gonna happen eventually. They were gonna tell me, like, hey, you're kind of done for the field now. You can call it quits. You can go. We don't need you here anymore. What was I thinking in my head? I was thinking scene, trying to find my train of thought. I don't want this video to be too long. What was I thinking? Yeah, Rakowski, he does what he feels is right, because he wants to save his friend from Grace. And maybe he also thinks that it's a trick question, though, because they ask him, like, do you think he intentionally tried to harm the baby? I don't know. He says, no, I don't think so. I think he made a mistake. And I was like, yeah, I'm satisfied with the answer. Not just that I don't know. Like, I think he made a mistake. At the moment, it happened so fast. The lady was coming out from the OD. She was like a bit of distress, so he took the baby away, and he put himself in a bathroom, closed the door. He put the baby in the bathroom, like a communal bathroom, right? It's and he says the baby was stillborn, and then the board, because there's a scene where they're interviewing him to get what happened, the situation, and the board's asking Ollie, right? They're asking Ollie Cross, like, what do you do? Like, did you check on the baby? And he's like, no, like. Because he even says this, as he, Rakowski being the more senior official of them both, because he's only been doing this job for like maybe a month and a half. He says a few weeks, right? So like a month and a half that he's been doing this job. Like in the movie, basically we're seeing him in the early stages of the job, right? And, the baby was the more critical patient, so I let him handle the baby. I let him take the baby away. I like when they're doing the scene, we get flashbacks of how do you call it, of his memory, because he mentions, the lady told me that the baby was dead, but she never said this. And I like that they gave us this flashback. She never said that the baby was dead. All she was saying was my baby. I don't even think she said, where is my baby? I think she just said my baby. Oh, my baby, you take my baby, something like that. She never said the baby was dead or anything like that. She was aware the baby was there, and she was actually touching, right, like her placenta or where the baby was, like my baby. So I like that little detail where they gave us that shot of his flashback memories of, so he did lie a bit for his friend, which is understandable, because he doesn't want him to get canned. He really liked this guy, right? He enjoyed his company, his partner. Like I said, they became more than co-workers, they became friends, right? Rakowski introduced him to his family. They shared, kind of personal epithets about their lives and stuff. And, what was I thinking in my head? Thinking. I was at the baby part. Yeah, but he asked him to meet at like a Chinese restaurant. I kind of forgot where this scene comes into play. But yeah, he asked him somewhere in this, to go to a Chinese restaurant. And like Mikowski tells him, I don't really like Chinese. I was just being polite. So, because he tells him, like, he look at the menu. I think we gotta get kicked out because I've been sitting here too long, not ordering anything. And he tells him that, that one time where we got Chinese food, yeah, I was just being polite. I really don't like Chinese like that. But, so they're got to go to a different restaurant. They're talking. And he mentions, you're so afraid to see what's right in front of you. You go out in the city and, like, boom, 2 minutes maximum, you can see the depravity, right? Because what he's saying is that sometimes you look at these people that you're meant to save, I guess. Like, and this is what I think it was from New Jersey or something. The guy that put the dead dog in his locker. He says this, in the ambulance, we're God, and we can really decide who gets to be saved or not. And some of these people that you got coming in here that they have the drug problem, that you got to see them again, that they're a drug dealer, they're a wife beater, they're like kind of shitty, they're not good people morally. And like, I have to save this person, but it's also at the same time, right, when you take this job, you're sort of taking an oath of of being just, right? Of not being the judge or the executioner, right? I'm here to save, you can't be discriminatory, is it? You have to, I'm here to save regardless of any external factors with this individual, right? But obviously that's more easier said than done, and I guess that's what this movie is highlighting, with the characters say things like this, that Rakowski puts the baby in the sink, and he tells him, I didn't administer aid. I say, the Rakowski says in his own words, the reason for not doing it was he saw this mother with the drug problems, HIV positive. The baby maybe got HIV too because she wasn't taking the medicine, so the baby probably got it too. It's already fucked with the health, and then the life situation is not good either because the mom, she's got this history of the drug habit, and probably probably comes from a broken home. This baby's life is already fucked. It hasn't even begun, right? It's the first few seconds of being born, but this baby is already I guess, you just saw like the writings on the wall. This kid's gotta have a horrible life. Why save it? And so that's why he didn't administer help. And I guess, Ollie would have, he would want to do his duties, be just and be good and save the baby. And so he tells him, you're a coward for putting up with it, right? And he tells him, well, if I'm a coward, then you're a murderer. Basically, yeah, because I mean, if the other two, there were two other EMT guys that came in, and they were like, oh, you have to follow protocol. So they were already going to get in trouble because he wasn't going to follow protocol. But they're like, no, you have to follow protocol. You have to follow protocol. And he's like, fuck protocol. Rakowski is the reason they got in trouble in the first place with this whole dilemma, right? Because they didn't follow protocol. They have a way of doing things in order, and he went against that, right? So I guess that opens maybe perhaps a question of I'm not even sure, morality, maybe? I don't know. It's be interesting to see other people's reviews. I'm not sure really what to make of this scene. Because and Rakowski's right in that regard, but at the same time, I mean, it feels sort of cruel, I guess. I mean, it is cruel. It's not even sort of. It is cruel to just let this baby die because these external circumstances are so dire. Maybe even the baby's gonna have a terrible life, and it's not gonna be living good, but maybe perhaps it's like everyone deserves a chance type ordeal. I like Mike Tyson's in the film. Mike Tyson plays, he actually plays like their boss, right? Their superintendent. So that's cool. I like that. I like that Mike Tyson's in the film. I didn't know he acts. I know when he does voice acting because he has a show, Mike Tyson Mysteries or something, right? So he acts like voice wise, but yeah, he actually has how do you call I just remembered I had my headphone in. I'm hoping my thoughts recorded because now I just remembered, I think, actually let me see something real quick, everybody, because I'm not sure how the camera recording works, but I have my headphone plugged in because I had it in. I know I did. And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe oh no, okay. I put it back actually. I did put it back. Oh, I don't remember doing that. What was I thinking of? Yeah, so I like that little excerpt. I like that the one scene wasn't just a one night fling, that she has a establishing character trait, but it's only physical. And I think that scene where they establish where she asks him, hey, you can tell me what's up, you can be vulnerable with me, and he doesn't, right? That was like the catalyst to like the end of the relationship. And then I like with Rakowski how they grew to be more than co-workers. They grew to be friends. And when he kills himself, Rakowski kills himself in the film, he's very devastated. He's very distraught by this. He's very distraught, and it's quite gory, and you can see his brain matters all over the steps. It was in the it's actually where his daughter was playing. I'm pretty sure it was at the steps where his daughter was playing, because when his ex-wife and Cynthia, whatever the daughter's name is, when they move up to upstate New York, he says to Ollie, says, oh, I have the apartment now. The old apartment. And he says like 2 amputated legs, actually, because not only is it his daughter, not only is the family gone, right, but now that I'm back in the apartment, it's where we were cohabitating, and all these memories are here, and it hurts more because now I'm really reminded of her constant presence literally in my fucking home. Yeah, and that was really sad when he killed himself. He looked broken. He really looked broken. When he told him, I guess that was that thing that hit him. Because he knew he was a murderer. He knew what I did was implicit to murder. And what they did to me was actually just. Like, you didn't follow protocol. And because of you, that kid would have fucking died. And it would have been your fault. And but having him, and maybe it was because he had the friendship with him. Maybe not even that sold it. And I think he was genuine when he told him, you were a good partner, though. You were a good partner. And he put his hand up for forgiveness, but I guess he didn't shake his hand because he couldn't. We can't just shake it and pretend like it's all okay, because it's not okay, because what you did was like, that wasn't good. I don't know. It feels kind of complicated, maybe, and sad. It was sad when he died, when he killed himself. And yeah, I like the diversity film. The Russian, I just remember there's a Russian guy, he's beating the wife, and it's quite clear it's from the get-go. It's a domestic abuse type situation, and they're talking to her, and he's like he said, he answered, and he was just immediately just like on top. Rawr, 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 rawr. All the time I'm thinking in that situation, well, if I was in this scenario, how would I calm it down? How would I calm down the situation? Because I guess maybe they try to take her. I think I would have maybe tried to take her out of the apartment right away. But then, oh my God, maybe that would have just made it worse for her. Like, he really would have been upset. I don't know. It's that situation was tense. I had a lot of moments like this film, but I think that one was the most tense. And obviously, he's speaking Russian to her, and it's like obvious, right? He's talking to her like, you better shut up, bitch, or like he's telling her like, and even Mikowski says this. I don't know what he's saying, right? I don't speak Russian. But like, you get the gist when he's talking to this woman in Russian, that he's telling her like, you're not gonna tell them this or that. You tell them this. This is the story you're gonna go with. You're not gonna say, oh no, I hit you against the railing here and I threw you down the stairs. He's telling her like, no, you're not gonna tell them the truth, basically, right? Yada yada. You get what I'm saying, right? That's what he says to Mike Tyson's character. And he gets in trouble because he apparently hit a cop or something. He got caught up in his feels. He hadn't had the emotional control, and I guess that's why they have to recommend him, because we can't have it. We need you to keep your cool and collective, right? You need to have control over your emotions. You can't just allow yourself to get so caught up and lash out at people, right? But yeah, Asphalt City, thoughts, movie review, good movie, 5 stars. I liked it a lot. I don't have any gripes with it. I really love the end credits. That was my favorite scene by far in the entire film. I love the way it's establishing shots of the vehicle driving. I think it might have had some music. I don't know. It might not have even had music score. I loved it. And the lady came in to clean, and I just had to share it. Like, I love these credits, and she actually stopped and looked at them too, and even she said, they are beautiful. It's calming. And I said, it is. I really love how they established the end credits, and the red font over it. And some of the shots are longer. It's one shot where the ambulance is coming in. The car stops. The ambulance comes through. And then we like maneuver around. And I'm thinking we're going to go straight. But no, we actually turn away. We turn almost like 360. And we go down this other road, this nice skinny road. And we're flanked by huge like apartment buildings. So it's dark. It's like overcast with shadow. It's nice. That was my favorite scene throughout the whole film, actually, the end credits. I really like the ending montage of it. So yeah, Asphalt City, thoughts, review, rating, well, more like a rating, right? Thank you for watching.